Just talk a little bit in general. What was, going well for y'all tonight here?
Well, first of all, I thought we ran the ball pretty well. I thought we got some easy baskets in transition, and that was one of our keys tonight. When you look at 80 points, a lot of that didn't just come on half-court offenses. We ran and got some points there. It was really good to see Tiffany Dale feel confident again. I think she's a big part of our offense. And looking at her stats, 8 for 10. That's a great night. So that took a lot of pressure off our offense when she was doing that. But a lot of positives. Getting so many shooting. When you look at some of these numbers, shooting 44% and getting 23 offensive rebounds, and we're getting a big percentage of our misses, and there's not a whole lot of misses. So it's a good night on the offensive end. Defensively, we certainly had some breakdowns at times, but still we're holding our opponents pretty low, and we're able to put points on the board.
Are you surprised that you've been able to just dominate? I mean, an average of 30 points, per victory coming in, and then, again, just dominating tonight. Is that surprising to you?
Well, I definitely think, the teams coming in are real solid teams. I am surprised that we're winning as much as we are, especially as small as our bench is now, and we've got some players just having a few injuries that we're trying to rotate them in and out. And, obviously we're waiting for Danielle Blagg to return, which should be very soon. When foul trouble it would really be tough for us. And we've been able to stay out of foul trouble. We've been able to switch our defenses up a little bit to do that. I think that's probably been the best sign of our first 3 games is with the way the officials are calling now. We've been able to avoid that. We worked a long time as coaches to try to work on some fundamentals to take that away. So our players are doing a good job with that. So I think we're playing aggressive, not putting a lot of teams on the free throw line, and also just having so many rebounds that keeps us in the game.
And Danielle, what's her latest?
Well, she's practicing full go in practice, so it's still day to day. We're waiting for our doctors to completely clear her, but she's, she had a full practice today, full practice yesterday. You see her warming up out there. She looks good, feels good, and she might be in better shape than anybody because she actually is more conditioning than the rest of our team. So she might come back and run us all on the ground. But we're, that's a big part of our rotations. So I think it's a good time for everyone to build some confidence now and get those minutes. But again, that'll change our rotations a little bit to maybe take some pressure off of some players.
So do you think maybe on the road, maybe on Sunday?
Yeah, I hope so. I just don't know yet. So I'm kind of waiting to see that. But it'll be soon. I would imagine it's going to be within the next week or so. Again, sometimes good things come out of negative things, and the freshmen getting the minutes they're getting. And doing something with it. You look at Leslie tonight, still shooting the ball really well. What's been so surprising of these 3 games is just some really gaudy numbers. When you look at Adesua with 6 assists, no turnovers, 11 points, 11 rebounds and 15 points. That's amazing. Tiffany Dale 8 for 10 from the floor. Chinway 5 for 7. And again, Leslie was 4 for 7 from the 3. Those are great numbers, and it certainly can't leave out Jamie's 9 assists. To have a point guard that's had that many assists in a game, you've got a great team atmosphere, and we're really sharing the ball.
Speaking of team atmosphere, coaches, 6 players today with double figures. I'm going to go back and look, but I don't know the last time that's happened. But that's about sharing the ball. It's about the offense getting so much production.
It is, and I love the way some of our players, how confident they're playing. You talked about Dede has probably been the one player, the surprise player of the year, just because she's played mostly post and she's playing mostly guard now, and just shooting the ball as well as anybody in the conference, I would imagine. But she's rebounding as well as she did as a post, and again, not turning over the ball. Sometimes when people change positions, they don't handle the ball as well, and with no turnovers, I think she's doing a great job there.
Talk about that fast start. It was 11-13, nothing out the gate, and that's kind of set the tone for the rest of the game.
Well, it started with a rebound, and defensively we held them. We got the outlet. We got great shots. You got Tiffany Dale running down the court with a layup, and we got great shots early in the game, and I think that took so much pressure off of our offense. It really probably wasn't until the 4th, 5th, 6th play that we were having to set up an offense. So that gave us a little momentum there. Again, I think defensively is still where we've got to challenge ourselves to just stay with it and be hard-nosed that whole possession. These teams are getting down late in the shot clock, and we're working and doing that, but then they're getting good shots late.
And going on the road to your home state for these
Right.
next 2 games, I mean, what kind of, is it turning to these 2 teams right away now?
Oh yeah, I think you know, for this group, I mean, we do this as our last game at home for a couple games. This is a group. We did play 2 away scrimmages, so we have been on the road. I mean, we do count those because they were Division I. But I think it's good. I think it's good to have your team in different environments and go up there and you know, it's not our rims, it's not our fans, and be able to handle that. Obviously, going to Wilmington is a place they've certainly never been. I've been to Reynolds Coliseum a lot in Raleigh. It's a tough place to play. I mean, they really have a great crowd, a great tradition of basketball at NC State, and I would expect a pretty good crowd on Sunday. So that's a big challenge. I mean, now we turn and when we play the ACC, we got SEC. I think 2 SECs in a row. I mean, it really turns up. So our players have got to be ready to respond. I mean, we're not going to put up 80 points on those quality opponents. So we've got to be ready to respond.
Do you think this team will be ready to go on the road and face those 2, you know, decently, you know, tough?
I think they're excited. I think they're excited to, you know, one thing about confidence, I mean, it really does give you some momentum. And I think that the team is feeling confident. The freshmen going into the year just weren't sure what this was all about. And I think they've come in and done such a good job that they feel confident. So they're excited. And the one thing we had said, watching film, the thing that was the most outstanding in our film, I've never said this before, is our bench. I think our bench is tremendous. They are yelling and screaming, and they are in it for 40 minutes even when we're up by a good amount. So I think that really shows you what kind of teamwork we have, and it's a fun team.
Certainly seems that way.